there, it's Dusty Thunder with yet another Reddit story for you from the AITA subreddit titled, Am I the Astronaut for Telling My Wife's Friends I Make More Money Than Her? I, 25 male, am married to my wife, Sasha, 28 female. She comes from a pretty wealthy background while I decidedly do not. My dad left before I was born and my mom died when I was 11. I've mostly gotten over it as much as one can get over something like that. However, I'm still sensitive on any so-called jokes on that. Why would someone joke around about that? That's terrible. I graduated summa cum laude, went straight into investment banking. I met my wife when I was 23 and fresh into it, but after 3 years, I earned pretty well. My wife is a lawyer. Now, I love my wife and she loves me, obviously, but her family hates me. Like from the depths of their souls, hates me. I've been called a gold digger, a lowlife, and a few more vague insults on my table manners. I went to a party with her the other day, one of those fancy schmancy things where everyone drinks champagne and complains about this and that and the other, talking about, oh, we spent so much money on renovations. Clutches pearls. And I got the usual mild comments from wife's family and close friends on where my wife picked me up from. Lacey, I don't think, knew about my family history before. We were talking about dads, don't ask me why, and I got a question on what my dad did. I said I didn't know, never met the guy. Lacey kind of made this exaggerated gasp and went, oh, well, we all know why you're with her, my wife's name, then don't we? I acted all confused and she got flustered and just kept going with, well, you know. My wife tried to move on the conversation along, but by this point I wasn't letting it go. I kept pushing and pushing until Lacey finally said, well, you two don't exactly have the same finances, do you? And then responded with, you're right. I make quite some more. Lacey by this point was too embarrassed to keep going. I kind of ruined the vibe, but the night continued. This isn't the kind of event you walk away from. We went home, which was when shit genuinely went down. She told me it was crazy of me to keep pushing on that point and turn one comment in one of the most embarrassing moments of her life, and now everyone in her circle must think she's some kind of failure to earn so much less than her husband, and I'd ruined everything. What? But it's not like I lied. I'm just tired of being treated like shit in her circle. My wife is upset, and I do care about her, so I need to know, am I the astronaut? Top comment here, but she was perfectly fine letting everyone in her life think that you were a failure that lives off of her. She's also apparently perfectly fine letting them mock or insult you, the man she allegedly loves. Why is her image more important than your dignity and the respect for your marriage? A person can earn less than their wealthy partner and still be with them out of love, and she is allowing that to be questioned. NTA, both her and her circle sound vain, materialistic, and classist. And I'm afraid those traits are going to be hard to change. Yeah. NTA for you, OP. This is, if by the title, I think this is one of those that by the title, you feel very differently than you do when you get through the story. Because by the title, it's like, why the hell would you be flaunting that around? Like, it's just one of the things that's not done. It's just not the done thing, mate. But you were kind of goaded there. You were prompted there because someone made a statement to the opposite. Someone made a statement that you were a pauper with the princess. She totally had you teed up as Aladdin, dude. She's presented you as like her charity project, apparently, to all of her friends and family. And they had no idea that you could stand on your own 2 feet, apparently, and had no idea what you do for a living, apparently, because as an investment banker, you would assume that they make decent money, right? But she comes from money. This is where the difference is. You make good money. You make more than she makes right now, but she comes from old money. So she has generational wealth, and maybe that's what they're talking about here. Yes, it's vain and it's shitty and it's materialistic, and her friends and her family sound terrible. Very judgy. Judgy, nuts and fudgy. For what your partner here did, and creating this narrative and then getting pissed at you for opposing it because she was perfectly fine to let everybody treat you like shit. How dare you stand up for yourself? How dare you stand up for yourself to my family and friends who are old money?